What is fake news? At its best, fake news is a joke or perhaps a mockery of real news. Think The Daily Show with Jon Stewart or Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live, or my favorite, This Hour Has 22 Minutes. They present the news as a parody just for fun. But at its worst, fake news is an intentional distortion of the truth designed to mislead you. Donald Trump refers to any and all of the established news media as fake news and has created his own media distribution to present his news his way. Which one do you think is truly fake? Sadly, way too many people have turned their back on the highly trained and long serving tellers of the truth because, like Trump, they're looking for their version of the truth. So people like Trump and then locally Elizabeth Smith McCrossan, they make up their own news. They tell stories that have little or no bearing on truth, and they just tell you what they want you to hear so that you will support them and follow their lead. That's called propaganda, which is defined as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a particular cause, doctrine, or point of view. Notice the definition of propaganda makes no reference to honesty or sincerity, and in most cases, it's the furthest thing from the truth. We live in tough times, bombarded with information from more sources than ever before. We once leaned on the old fashioned newspaper for our information. The papers didn't create the news, they uncovered it or they detailed it from official sources. Their purpose was to give you information and let you decide. They were curators of the news. They gathered it and then they chose to present it in a descending order of importance, with the big stories on the front page and the lesser events scattered throughout the pages. And to get it all, you needed to read the whole paper. And if you were really, really wise, you would also read other papers and get a complete cross section of understanding. Along the way, radio opened newsrooms and provided hourly newscasts, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just the top stories. Again, from the big news to the lighthearted at the end. And video came along, and there you have TV, and it follows the same format. News determined by an editor or producer, selected for a host of stories, compiled by a team of reporters. The key word is editor, the person who ultimately decides what stories make the news. The editor is the last line of defense against fake news. Reporters gather the information and present it to the editor, and it is that person who questions the journalist on the details, on the source, and the truth. In radio and TV, it's the news director. What I'm describing is a system of checks and balances designed to ensure that you get the truth. Is it fail proof? No, nothing is. But think back. Anytime a news team made a mistake, they issued a correction and often an apology. The traditional news media was designed to guard against fake news. The problem today is that the traditional news media is under attack. It has been undermined intentionally to break down your confidence. In many cases, the most powerful, the billionaires, they bought or they opened up their own media outlets to tell their own stories. They had their own purpose, a self serving purpose, and it was not news, it was you. They wanted to reshape your opinion, to bring you into their way of thinking. They made their followers into their personal army and equipped them with lies and propaganda and set them loose to change society. It's not about traditional media versus social media. It's about truth versus lies. It is about who do you trust? Who do you believe? My editor and my news directors over the years made me ask multiple questions to discern the truth, and you need to do the same. It's about consistency through many sources, and you need all the information you can gather to choose who you believe. And remember this: anybody who will gossip to you will also gossip about you. At least that's my view. I'm Bill Martin.